are down in the lower left of my camera. It's really weird having to look down there and talk because in the periphery I can see this person waving her hands and talking. But anyway, that's how I'm set up. And I'm using my camera tonight, so it should be a better picture and it should be better sound. Anyway, we're at Paul's for the week. We're staying with Paul in Mill Valley. I'd love to show you around, but uh, in fact, I shouldn't have even told you the person's name, but it's too late now. I'm already live. But no, I'd love to show you around, but you're in someone else's place, and in fact, I think he even has a rule no filming, so too late for that also. But anyway, yeah, I'd love to show you around this place, some of these places. This place is pretty cute. It's got a nice high ceiling, and it's got a little kind of a nook over there where the kitchen is, and the bathroom is really nice, nice, tall, big shower. So yeah, it's nice here. It's a little bit expensive, but I thought I'd give it a try because it's only like 6 minutes from work. So anyway, this is not the first time I have filmed tonight. I am going to talk to you about that aspect of Airbnb that sometimes really frustrates people. Now, this is the first time it's happened to me. But these Airbnb hosts, these people often have very funky locks. Not all of them just greet you at the door and let you in. A lot of them just they give you a code and they say, here's the code for the keypad for the front door. So just go in and go to your room. Well, there are all kinds of locks in the world. There are all kinds of systems for locking a door. And I think the very first time I Airbnb'd, or the second time, well, one of those times, I encountered one of these locks within a locks. And thank God the host happened to be there. He was bumbling around outside. He says, oh, yeah, unlock the lock, and then you unlock the lock. And so I got in. But I was not the only person that had a problem with that lock. And there was one day when I was leaving, I was going to work, and there was this very highly befuddled looking Asian couple who looked as though they'd just gotten off of a nonstop 18-hour flight from Seoul or some darn thing. And they were standing there with their bags and their drooping countenances, and they're signaling to me in broken English within broken English that they couldn't figure out the lock. So I helped them get in. But God only, I mean, if I hadn't happened to be going out at that moment, I don't know where the host was. I don't know much longer they would have been standing there. And there was another time. There was another one of those locks within the locks. They're very popular among a lot of these hosts out here in out of the Bay Area where I usually Airbnb. There was another one once. I was getting home. I was getting back, at the end of the workday, and there was a gal out there like a hot-tempered Mediterranean girl or something, who was just losing her mind because she couldn't figure out this lock within a lock. And I think she'd been there for about 2 hours. I mean, like she had gotten off of her nonstop from Rome or whatever it was, and just good. She had been dropped off by a cab or something, or an Uber, and she's just stranded at this Airbnb in the vasty wastes of South San Francisco, where there's just nothing around, nothing. And I was there just as the host happened to arrive, because apparently this very frustrated European girl she had finally managed to get the host there. I don't even know where the host lived. That's another thing I can tell you, that a lot of Airbnb hosts actually just buy these houses and set them up for Airbnbs. I don't even know where they live. But anyway, apparently it had taken this host about 2 or 3 hours to get to the door. Man, there was some hot European on Asian action when that hostess arrived. She was Asian also. But oh boy, that young lady was very frustrated. Now tonight this was like a lock on top of a lock, except it was, it was, there's this lock with a keyhole. What you're supposed to somehow like grab this keyhole and turn it turns out. So I get here, and this is kind of out in the wilderness. And again, it even said in the, in the instructions, for arriving, well, you better have all this printed out ahead of time because the connectivity here is lousy. But thank goodness those instructions also included the Wi-Fi and the password. So I stood outside the door and I contacted the host, and then I get this phone call from, I don't know, someone else manages this Airbnb book. It's weird. I don't know how they work it, but anyway, this person called me and said, look, send me a video of you trying to get into that door, because I'd gotten a key code and then the door it wouldn't open. So I make this video of myself pressing this code and rattling the door. It wouldn't go in a text. It was just the only length of video that could accommodate a text message was like 2 seconds long. So brilliant little me made a YouTube short unlisted and sent the person a link of me trying to get in. Now this is where social media and YouTube come in handy. I'll tell you, you just do that sometime. So anyway, she said the person messaged me back and said, oh, see that lock on top of the lock? Well, turn the lock itself. And so now I'm in. And anyway, what else have I seen happening? Have I ever seen anything else like this happening? I don't think I have. Anyway, that's one of the things that can happen on Airbnb. You get to the place where you think you've got your suitcase, it's the end of a long trip, whatever it is, you want to get in this place and get settled and then get rolling, whatever you want to do. And you're standing on someone's doorstep with your suitcases for 2-3 hours. Now, in my case, it took me about half an hour to get in, but And one of the things they always ask you, you take this little satisfaction survey after you're done with a visit, and one of the things they always ask you was how easy was it getting in. Oh, I had another adventure one night. It was in San Francisco. I got there after work late. It was pouring rain in the night, and the way this host had her thing, like you had to reach up, like way up to undo this. The lock was at the top of this gate, at this iron grate. And it's pitch black. I had to like try to hold my ever slipping phone in one hand with the flashlight on it and trying to, it was like the lock was real stiff. And the whole thing was a real stiff arrangement. And you needed 2 hands for it. But I also had to hold my flashlight, my phone light on it to see what I was doing, because there was some intricate stuff. You had to punch in numbers and yank on this thing and crank it to the left and all this business. And I actually wound up looking at reviews of the place afterwards. But one of the reviews said person could barely get in. It was, they got there late at night and they could barely get into that unit. And I had the same situation. So yeah, it ain't like strolling up to the front desk at the Ritz or whatever, and some person says, oh, hello, Mr. Smith. I see you've been with us before. Would you? Anyway, it's not like that. You just don't have your friendly front desk manager in all situations. You often have the host who is testing your ingenuity and your ability to follow directions. So now let's get on to dinner. So today, I don't know, can you see this? This is what I brought home. I brought home all my salad and some crackers and a piece of fresh fruit, and also my dessert today. Normally at this place where I'm working, I think I've told you about it. They provide us these box lunches, and I just take my dessert right out and I set it on the communal table, because the desserts are huge. They are these like mountainous chocolate cupcakes and strawberry shortcake and things that a person can't even. Either you can eat your lunch or you can eat your dessert. So I just set my dessert out, and it's always gone in an hour or two. But today I sort of delayed going out and picking up this lunch, and the only red meat lunch that was left with this pork, gluten-free. So I got it. And now it's this gluten-free dessert. And I thought I would actually try this dessert. So it's, okay. It's like, it's these, okay, here it is. I mean, here it is. It's these berries. It's a couple of different kinds of berries. There's a raspberry and some blueberries and strawberries. Fruit's okay. I don't know what these, okay. Yeah, they're these vegan cake cookies. They're really good. They're good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. You know what this is like? It's like when you make raw cookie dough for yourself. That's what it's like. It's got like coconut and some kind of ground nuts. It's gluten-free, but it's not vegan. It's not fat-free, that's for sure. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, these people know how to make a lunch. Yeah, this is really good. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm. Just thought I'd share that with you. Yeah. Today's lunch was pork strips and some kind of, it was like couscous. I don't know what it was. Giant salad at dessert. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Oh, and plus these, of course, they're going to be gluten-free crackers. I spilled them all over inside the box just now. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not the only one who takes half their lunch home. I'm not the only one who just gives up their dessert right away. So that's what lunch was today. I'm saving money. I am saving money by working at this place. Like I don't even shop during the week. So, I mean, I don't grocery shop. So now I'll tell you a little bit about eating normally. I mean, the way I used to have to eat. When I had this other gig, and this my prior gig, oh God, I did not have any perks at that place, none. And it was in downtown San Francisco, in the FiDi. Every day, I mean, not every day, but on the days when I hadn't like hefted up a whole, I don't know, like a pan of lasagna or a bowl of chili and a bread pudding and a pitcher. I mean, I used to like just bring these giant grocery bags of food to work and then I'd eat off them all week. Well, some weeks I just figured, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to see about surviving on the range, scrounging and scavenging like the locals. And I used to walk around to this Walgreens, and you could tell if they serviced a lot of people like me. I go to this Walgreens and I'd get a can of chili. Can of chili, cheese sticks, something like that. And that was really not very satisfactory, but that was how I used to eat cheap in San Francisco if I wasn't bringing my own food. I'm bringing my own food. That was such a hassle because, the way I would do it, I would go straight to work early Monday morning. Because you have to check in. These Airbnb check-ins are always later in the afternoon. So I would have to take all my food to the office and with me on the freaking BART train. And I mean, every time I would have some kind of disaster, something would leak, something would spill, something would just get all over the inside of this bag that I was carrying things in. I'm not very good at the whole clip Tupperware thing, containers. I am now, but I learned my lesson the hard way. But yeah, anyway, on weeks when I wasn't doing that, I wound up just getting lunch out of Walgreens because, and really in San Francisco, you walk to the taco truck, it's like $12 a taco. I mean, the cheap eats, you got to pay at least $10. So I gave up on that. And yeah, I just ate dog food when I wasn't cooking for myself. Even when I was, no, I don't cook dog food. But anyway, that was my life back when I wasn't being taken care of so lavishly by my employer. So this is a treat. This is insane. This is just nuts. Um, I brought my breakfast. I brought breakfast though. I brought what I can eat for the week. Breakfast. Just either like yogurt and orange marmalade or applesauce and peanut butter. Just that's so easy to have for breakfast because I usually show up for work and they got all the coffee that you want and the snacks from the previous day, fresh fruit, nuts, all sorts of stuff sitting around. So yeah, there's that was my getting in experience tonight, and I just figured I'd just tell you what I had for lunch every day because the lunches are just nuts. It was a long work day, though. It was a long work day. Don't get the idea that this is one of those places where who was that girl who worked at Twitter? Oh, so I'm starting my workday breathing in at 9:20, and I stop off first and get a. Oh yeah, I think I did that. I did that for you once before. Yeah, where she goes to her meeting and then goes and gets a necklace. It's not like that where I work. You just blitz through your day at your desk. So anyway, yeah, I don't have one of those super easy jobs. It's just that they treat us very well. Um, yeah, I have a lot more to tell you about Airbnb. I just have so much more to tell you. It just gets so crazy. But I'll leave it that for tonight. Oh yeah. Well, the other thing about tonight, yeah, yeah, no, virtually no connectivity here. It's that was I think I told you that. Yeah, the host said print out these instructions before you get there because you won't be able to message me. And it's true. Yeah, I wasn't, but thank God I stood right in front of the door and I connected to the Wi-Fi because I had those instructions. So so that's where we are tonight, and I'll be back with more tales of Airbnb. And I'm still going to tell you, I still intend to do a little thing about what technical writers and editors do and how they can save the world. So let's see if I can turn this off. Let's see if I can, yeah,